Today's nail day, and I'm going to show you the process. And it must be said that I learned everything from my girl Kara. I will tag her in my caption. First thing I need to do is take off my old manicure, and I'm going to do that by filing it down using my e-file. I use this one, the Melody Susie, which is one that Kara recommended, and I'm using this drill bit. Underneath my color is a layer of clear builder gel, so when I take off my old manicure, I like to take off the cover and just leave like the thinnest little layer of clear builder gel, and then I just fill in and add on top. Other equipment I use is a dust collector, and I wear a mask when I do it. I have been doing my own manicures now for a year and a half. Oh my gosh, maybe 2 years since coming across Kara on here, and I will never go back. I feel like they're so much better than the salon because I spend more time and they're perfect. But don't get me wrong, it takes a lot of practice. So if you're gonna jump into this as a newbie, just know like your first handful of times are not going to be perfect, which is fine. All the old polish is off, but we got a lot of work to do for nail prep. I trimmed down my nail length earlier today because I couldn't even stand how long they were anymore. So I'm basically just gonna like clean up my edges here to make them look perfect. Got my nail file. Okay, also with my nail file, I'm gonna go over the top, right over the top to smooth with the coarse side first, and then flip it over to the medium side, just right on top of my nail. Okay, now time to get to work on the cuticles. I'm going back to my e-file, and I have this cuticle drill bit, and I'm going to sort of at an angle, why isn't this focusing? Go around my cuticles first, and then I'll cut them off. This is definitely the longest part of the process, but some other tools to help me get my cuticles in order is this pusher, and then this tool here can help like scrape off some of the cuticle. So wanted to show those. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I have a nail brush, and I'm just gonna clean these with soap and water. Okay, this is where we are at after scrubbing them down. So we're gonna do polishes next. I have here my Sun UV lamp, and before I actually go in with polish, I have some alcohol, and I'm gonna take this nail brush and clean my nails and make sure I get in the sides to get every little piece of dust out of there. Okay, so you can do that real quick. And then let's talk polishes. I exclusively use Cocoas nail polishes. They're based out of Japan, and I learned about this brand from Kara, and quality is insane. So worth the money. So first step that I am going to do is the Cocoas Mega Stick Base. It's this gold bottle. Now, I do think this is a little duplicative because all of these polishes that I use do not require a base, but I really like using this. A thin little layer is kind of like a little insurance policy that my polish is going to stay and not lift, and it's amazing. So like I said, I'm going to do a thin layer of the Mega Stick Base, and then I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds. Okay, that's cured. So next I'm gonna go in with the Cocoas Platinum Filler Base. This is going to help me just build more of a nail, build more of an apex to my nail. And then like I said earlier, I like having a base or a base layer of this because the color that I put on top of this is what I file down and change. So I'm just gonna build back up my base and apex with the Platinum Filler Base. This specific builder gel takes a while to self-level, so it's really good for beginners. because you can manipulate it for a while and you have more time to work with it before it like settles and levels out. So, and how I work with this is I'm going to do a thin layer all over the nail. It's called a slip layer. And then I'm going to take a little extra bead of polish and focus that on the middle and apex of my nail to give it more strength. So, okay, apex layer all done, or sorry, slip layer all done, and then I'm gonna go in with a little extra bead there, kind of hard to tell, and add it here. Also, when I'm doing this part where I'm building up the shape of my nail, I like to make sure that I'm looking at my nail from this direction and then also from this direction to make sure that I'm getting a nice shape, if that makes sense. And then this needs to be cured for 90 seconds. Okay, so this is where we are after one little thin layer of Mega Stick base and then the platinum filler base. Now I'm gonna go in with 2 very thin layers of this is by Cocoist, but it's their Nail Thoughts line, and this is the color Baby Cakes, which is my absolute favorite. It's like a super sheer peach color. So this is a base gel, and you can technically just use this base gel right on your nail. You don't need a base, the Mega Stick base. You can skip the platinum filler. If that's what you want to do, you can absolutely do that. But like I said, I like to build up my nail thickness, my apex, so that's why I do all these extra steps. Anyway, so 2 thin layers of this, and in between each layer, I'm gonna cure for 60 seconds. Okay, here we are after 2 coats of the Baby Cakes color. It's the perfect nude, I swear. Okay, last step, almost there. Going to top it off with the Ultra Glossy Non-Wipe Top Gel Coat over, and then cure for 60 seconds, and then we'll be done. Done.